Brooklyn Independent Television.
Are you looking for the perfect blend of sweet and salty? Ovenly has a snack for you. Spicy bacon caramel corn, rosemary currant scones, black olive shortbread, and who was it that said gluten-free has to be boring? Always fresh, nothing artificial. Let's meet the bakers behind these delectable treats. Could you tell us a little bit about the Ovenly story?
Sure. Well, Erin and I, we met at a friend's book club that was focused on food, and every meeting was themed around the book, and it was a potluck. And we basically tasted each other's desserts and fell in love with each other and decided to go into business together. We met literally that same week, and Ovenly was created. I had been baking with friends, and I had been baking on the side for different parties and events, but nothing formal. And then when I met Erin, it was the impetus for actually starting something and going forward. It was a little less intimidating to do it with a partner, and we balance each other out really well and love to cook and bake together, so it just seemed like a match made in heaven.
I could have never, ever started my own business without Agatha. That would have been impossible. I also think that something that has been really, really helpful for us is collaboration. We work with Brooklyn Brewery, we use their beer, we use their honey, we use their barley malt in our products. When you collaborate, you cross-market, and that has been absolutely integral to the success of our business. So partner, 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 meet a lot of people, get out there. So now we are going to make some very simple chocolate cupcakes, and we're going to show you how to make a couple different frostings using the same base recipe.
So we will be starting off with dark brown sugar, which we'll throw right into the mixing bowl, and softened butter, and we're just going to mix that for about 3 minutes so that it's well blended. Once you're done creaming the butter and sugar, you just want to scrape down the size of the bowl, and you want to make sure to always use softened butter so that it blends really well together.
You know when the butter and sugar are creamed well together when it looks light and fluffy.
We'll be adding 1 egg with a little vanilla. And we'll be doing the same thing, just mixing it until it's well blended. Now we'll be adding some dark chocolate, 60% dark chocolate that we've melted in a double boiler. And we'll just simply scoop that into the mixing bowl. You don't want to overmix, and you just want to make sure that the chocolate is well incorporated into the egg, butter, and sugar mixture.
Now that all of our wet ingredients are well incorporated, we're going to alternately add a half a cup of boiling water and mix our flour salt mixture on low speed, because if you have it on high, your flour is going to fly back up in your face. So we're going to do this.
And this helps incorporate everything evenly.
You always want to end on the flour when you are alternating. So we're going to add the last bit of flour. We're going to beat it for about 15 seconds to aerate the cupcakes, and then we'll be ready to pour it in the pan. All right, now we're ready to pour them in the pan and bake them.
And this will get baked at 350 for a half hour. So we're going to be starting off with a simple buttercream recipe, and we have 2 to 3 cups of powdered sugar in here, which we'll just throw into the mixing bowl. And we will be adding about a 1/4 cup of milk. You could use cream, whatever you have on hand. Throwing that in there, and we have a stick of unsalted softened butter. We'll just throw into the mixing bowl. So as you're mixing, you'll notice the consistency of it, and you can add more powdered sugar if needed, or a little bit more milk depending on the consistency. You want a thick, fluffy buttercream, and the nice thing about this buttercream is very versatile, so you can add anything to it.
What we like to do is to add unusual ingredients. So we were shopping at Sahadi's one day, and we found some pomegranate molasses we have right here. This will be one of our buttercreams, so we're going to add a little bit, about 1.5 tablespoons of pomegranate molasses to half of it. And for the other half of the buttercream, we're going to add some Mike's Hot Honey, which is something that they use here at Polly G's. It's little honey, vinegar, and chili. It has a really deep kick to it and adds a little bit of savory flavor to the cupcakes.
Start off mixing slowly because the powdered sugar will rise if you start off too quickly.
Make sure that you never go above medium when you beat on buttercream because you will actually melt the butter. You don't want to do that.
After about 5 minutes, we will divide the buttercream and then add the pomegranate molasses and the honey. So we have the cupcakes decorated. Here is the pomegranate molasses buttercream, and this is the Mike's Hot Honey buttercream with a little shaved chocolate.
What were some of the obstacles that you initially ran into?
Baking in Brooklyn, there are not many options for baking spaces. So that was our biggest challenge at first. Was we wanted to bake and we wanted to do it professionally. Our biggest challenge was actually finding a space to do that, and we have found a new home here at Polly G's, and this actually worked out quite well.
We were looking for a space to bake out of, and Oliver, who's a friend of mine, said, oh my gosh, you have to meet Polly G. He loves promoting local businesses. He loves local food. He really has a passion for everything culinary. I knew that he didn't open till night, and he was just the most inviting person in the world, and basically said, come on in, and we've had a relationship ever since. He's the best.
I think their goods are delicious. I'm really happy that I'm able to provide a place for local people to create such great stuff.
I knew Agatha many years ago. She worked at a restaurant that I also helped design, and she always wanted to start a bakery, and I had tasted her baked goods way back then. We happened to be opening a cafe here, so it just worked out.
What I like about Oven Leaves baked goods, their flavors are very unique. The hot tarts, I've never seen anything like it. Unusual flavors like lemon, fig, mascarpone. The potato, egg, and cheese is really popular. They sell really well.
Here we carry local ovenly baked goods, and the relationship kind of formed last summer when we were thinking about opening a second bar. It just kind of organically happened that both companies were going to be starting up around the same time, and we did a tasting, and the moment we took our first bite, we knew that those were the pastries we needed to carry in our coffee shop.
Agatha and Aaron, who run Ovenly, are just phenomenal human beings. I'm always delighted whenever they come in, and I can just tell by the spring in their steps when they come in to drop off baked goods that they love what they're doing, and that shows so clearly.
Follow us on Twitter at BK Independent TV.